Jackie, and I am here with Meg. Welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Jackie. How are you?
Good. So it's an exciting week for you. It's almost record release day coming up next week. Your new EP, Low Life Club, comes out October 24th. Are you sleeping at night? Are you like so excited? Because I would imagine I'd be like, oh, I can't focus.
Um, Hardly sleeping, but honestly, not really much to do with EP. I just got off of a little run with my friend's band, and I've been playing a ton of shows out in California and in Nashville and back and forth. And just trying to get all of the content ready, the music videos done, and the reels and the social media. And we're doing like a release house party, so trying to get like goodies done for that. So that's been the cause of the lack of sleep. I feel like I'm not even getting to enjoy the excitement of the EP yet. But I am out of my brain excited for this EP. I think it's easily some of the best music I've put out.
Wonderful. Well, it'll get there. I promise. The excitement, you let yourself enjoy it at some point. How is Low Life Club evolution of your sound since your last release?
Oh man. Are you talking about the last EP in 2021?
Yes.
I feel like I made the EP Here for Now for everybody else. I feel like I wrote songs that I felt like people wanted from me. I feel like my branding was safe and digestible, and I felt like I was making that record for everyone else. Whereas Low Life Club, I made for me, and it's very brash and it's very opinionated and loud and unapologetic and very authentic to me. Genre wise, I kind of dip my toe in a lot of different areas, which is me. It's very hard to kind of pick one sound specifically. I just really enjoy making a lot of different kinds of music. But the one strand, there's a cohesive sound through the EP that feels the most like me than anything I put out.
That's got to be pretty liberating.
Yeah, it is.
And another reason to be excited. Is there a certain person or event that kind of inspired your songwriting?
Um, Honestly, I feel like it's usually pretty difficult for me to write songs when I'm in a good place or I'm happy and in love or on routine, living a healthy lifestyle. And I feel like with this EP, I set out to just make fun music. I just wanted to make music that felt good to perform, that I could listen to at a house party, that felt like my roots, that felt like the West Coast. So that was really kind of what I set out to write. And I didn't really have any expectation or boundaries for these songs. I was just writing for the fun of it with my best friends. And I think you can hear that as opposed to trying to write a hit song or trying to write a pop record or trying to be heavy or whatever. I just went into the session and we just wrote what we were feeling, and we just like didn't take it too seriously. And in turn, it just is like so fun. It's just a really fun EP.
Well, that makes sense because I listened to IDC, I Don't Care, and it just sounds fun and it sounds very authentic, which are you can't say that about every pop song or any genre, to be fair. Like it's not just pop that sounds formulaic. There are a ton of bands and a ton of songs out there that are just like, it's another rock song, it's another ballad, it's another this. And I think what IDC does is it kind of, for a lack of a better phrase, like it breaks from that noise of like, it's the same thing. Hey, here's something new, maybe something that you haven't heard. So that's awesome.
Thank you for saying that. IDC really kind of was that breakthrough song, I feel. Like it was just kind of like, what do I want to say? What do I represent? Like I've never really written like a self-proclaiming song before that's kind of like, this is me, take it or leave it. And what's interesting is I wrote it with two writers that don't really know me. It was like our first session together as a trio. And I had really low expectation for this session because I usually write with people that know me so fucking well. So when we write, it feels so like me. Whereas with this one, I was like, these people don't know me. Like, whatever, this will just be a wash. And within the first 45 seconds, we were like, oh shit. And then we just like, a lot of those lyrics are just off the cuff. And we didn't like craft any like cool, it was just like blah in 20 minutes and the song was done. And I feel like that was just kind of how the rest of the record went.
That's amazing. And in a time where absolutely everything feels so serious, it feels like a breath of fresh air to just be like, let's listen to something for the sake of just having fun and enjoying music again. So thank you for that. Also, thank you for the music video. And I say thank you very specifically because as a current high school teacher, I laughed my ass off. I was like, this is so like, this actually happened. So who came up with the treatment for that music video? Because I want to thank them personally.
Honestly, that was a team effort. That was such a collaboration between me and Rio Noir. He's a good friend of mine and just an absolutely incredible talent with the craziest eye, obviously. We had almost a zero budget with like a very short time frame. I think we had 8 hours to shoot the whole thing.
8 hours?
Yeah, it was kind of psychotic. And
wow.
He just like jumped on board and was like, okay, like let's do this. And I had this concept of being in a school and a classroom thing. And I had a general idea of where I wanted the story to go. And then he came in and just fine-tuned it and filled in all the blanks. And all of my best friends acted in it. And it was just like, it wouldn't be the video without every single person in the cast and on the team, truly.
I want to say it's for those that haven't seen it yet, by all means, please watch it. I was like, this is going to be Clueless, but not in the best way possible. And that's really what that achieved. You were talking earlier about content. I don't know if you know this or not, but MTV is like officially retired as of this week. So what role does a music video play in your rollout of this EP?
You know, I think someone very close to me had mentioned a couple years ago to me when I was kind of getting back into music about how visual my branding is equally as it is sonically. And I think that that's always been something that has been a part of my musical identity and my identity in general. But I never felt brave enough to call myself a visual artist as well. But I think the visual aspect of music for me personally really goes hand in hand. Obviously, I was raised with MTV when it was music videos and VH1 and you know, I would buy music videos on iTunes, like if that, you know, kind of tells you what era I grew up in.
No comment.
No comment. Right. I'm 10. But I think that that's always been such a huge part of how I grew up consuming music, and they go hand in hand. You know, it's like it's like the sound. Like imagine a movie without the soundtrack. So it's just like for me, it's like I need that visual element to pair and hold hands with the audio because I'm seeing the visual when I'm writing the song. I'm seeing the visual when I'm playing the song live. I'm seeing it when I'm recording. It's all very vivid to me. So I think it plays a huge part in my branding and my musical rollout to kind of help paint the picture for people of like where the inspo is coming from, where my brain is at, what I'm seeing when I'm writing the stuff. The trickiest part about it is having no budget for these big giant ideas. So that's always been kind of, you know, the rock and a hard place is like, how do I make this $1 million budget idea with $400 and, you know, and a couple best friends, you know, it's like, how do you do that?
That's awesome. And you also mentioned earlier working on content and getting the reels done and stuff. Social media is like, it's a good thing, it's a bad thing, it's a blessing and a curse, right? how do you walk the line of advertising new music, getting yourself out there, and also being authentic and not kind of seeming like a infomercial?
Bro, it's tricky. I've had a really negative attitude about it for a really long time, and I kind of just came to the conclusion of like, this is the way it's going. So I'm either going to like hop on the bus and fucking decorate my chair, or I'm going to just get off completely and pick a different career. And so once I kind of changed my perspective about it, I'm trying to just enjoy it and make stuff that I would want to see and just make it about what's fun to make and less about what I think people want from me. I think that's where writing, creating starts to really suck the life out of you, is when you're doing what you think you should be. I was on this podcast a week or two ago where they were like, so like, what's been like your strategy, like this? And I was like, I don't fucking know what I'm doing. I'm just doing. Like, I don't have like a calendar. I don't have I'm just like kind of flying by the seat of my pants. I don't know what works, but I know what I like. And that's just kind of how I'm doing it. I'm trying to look at it in the light of I get to make fun content as opposed to like, this fucking sucks, because it does. And this is not why I got into music, was to like dance in front of a camera and try and make you care about my music by making you like watch this 30-second as captivating as I can possibly make it fucking real. When I go down that path, it's very soul sucking. So I try to really keep it in just like, all right, let's make something fun. I don't know.
Well, and I bet someone asked you that question because most people have a strategy. And I think we need to stop treating our fans like they're dumb.
Right.
Because I think most people can see through what is forced and feels formulaic. And so please just keep doing what you're doing. Enjoy yourself, because there's so much out there that is soul sucking that you don't need to purposely do more things that are soul sucking. Like, that makes no sense.
Right. And just trying to enjoy it. Like, fuck, man, having a party to celebrate, trying to just hold on for dear life and enjoy the ride while you're on it, I suppose.
Well, on that note, you recently played Vans Warped Tour, which is one hell of a ride. Do you prefer that sort of chaotic outdoor festival, a more intimate club gig?
Honestly, I fucking love to sing. I love to perform. I love to be on stage in any capacity. I love a stripped down acoustic tight thing. I love being outdoors on a giant stage performing for hundreds of people. I like a big fat club. I love a House of Blues moment. And then I love a Harvard and Stone moment. I think now that I've played Warped Tour, I cannot wait to play more of those festival type things. It was really special to get to connect with fans that I've never met before, and to get to connect with people that didn't know who I was and walked by the stage, heard the music, were into it. That felt really special. So they're just different. I think after playing a big outdoor stage like Warped Tour, it has definitely changed my training and my preparation for shows. I like to fuck around on stage and jump and smash and bash. And when I have all this space to do it, I realize that I need to really like up my cardio in my show prep. So that was a big learning curve for me. Because in a little club, I can do all the things and be fine. But, that stage in Long Beach was huge. So, yeah, I'm definitely very excited to do more shows like that for sure.
He's addicted. I love it. If you were to have like MEGG Fest, what other bands would you invite along to be your warm-up?
Ooh, I'm obsessed with Karen Dio right now. She's just like such a badass artist. Obviously, Amyl and the Sniffers. I love Fiddlar. Who else have I been listening to? Obviously, if I could bring back a good old, like, Good Charlotte would be definitely on the bill. Obviously, Blink-182, Green Day, no doubt, for sure. I'm trying to think who I've been listening to a lot of. 4 Years Strong for sure. I've been really getting into Beauty School Dropout. And I think they're called Sludge Mother or Sludge Mommy. I just came across them on Instagram, and it's just this like badass female fronted rock band, just like straight up rock band. And I feel like we would be a really good fit on a bill together. I'm loving all the badass women like Scowl, Slaughterhouse. Like there's definitely an era of female fronted punk rock that's happening right now that's like very cool.
I'm ready for that. Back to your music. Your songs feel autobiographical. They feel like a diary. I wrote in my notes as I was listening to you, like a diary mixed with vinegar. Like it's, you think there's a lack of intention, again, going back to like what feels forced and things like that. Is there a certain lyric that you're personally proud of?
Oh man. That I'm personally proud of? I don't know, man.
We'll get back to you on that one. Let's say
no, clarity. The new song I just put out. Just a mannequin, put me in the window, it's all just pretend in the end. That one. Sometimes I really feel like as a woman, especially in rock music, period.
Yes.
Period. Just a mannequin. Put me in the window.
Understood. Unfortunately, understood.
Yeah.
And pop punk itself is having a resurgence now, which I'm all for. Bring it on. How do you feel your music kind of puts a fresh new take on pop punk?
I feel like my music is pretty nostalgic, but I think the fresh take is I'm a classically trained vocalist. I grew up doing musical theater, and I grew up listening to Britney Spears and the Spice Girls and the Dixie Chicks while also listening to hardcore new metal punk rock because I have 4 brothers. So I think what makes my sound specifically feel fresh is the theatrical aspect of a pop vocal over a punk rock guitar.
That makes a lot of sense. Now that I understand the whole background, that makes sense. I like that. Yeah. What are some either personal or professional goals that you have with this new music in the next year?
I would love some support. Like I would love to find a management team that believes in my project the way that I do. I would love any kind of financial support from someone, something, some group, just to really realize these ideas and these big dreams that I have. I definitely want to get into a studio, like an Airbnb situation for a couple of weeks and write my first full-length album. That's my goal for the new year. And to tour. I hope that this EP gets in front of the right people and really just puts the right ears on this music and helps me find my audience, my like ride or die fan group, so that I can write that full-length album, put it out, make all the music videos I want to make all the content I want to make the merch I want to make, go on tour, be able to pay my band, and get some kind of management support behind the project for sure.
Well, see, you've spoken it out into existence. So now we're going to make it happen. There you go. Well, stay tuned for much more from Meg. Be sure to check out Low Life Club out next week. And this is Jackie. Thanks to Chorus FM and In the Key of Change.